Is the universe good or evil? Oh boy, this is going to be a juicy video. This has been something that I have battled with over the past year. All right. I came from a Christian background, grew up Christian. And in the Christian way of seeing, Christian paradigm, God is good. God is this entity that created everything, and he is a good entity. And the reason that there's suffering and pain in the world is basically because we rebelled against the goodness of God. And so that's kind of like the explanation for suffering that I grew up to understand. Then as I began to question those belief systems, I began to be very uncertain of the nature of the universe. Okay, so I kind of moved through this theistic to a rational to like a kind of like a post-rational worldview. And when I was in that kind of rational worldview, I experienced like this kind of weightless, dimensionless nothingness, because I really felt like I was just a blip in an infinite sea of nothingness. And that was very, very difficult for me to go through. So as I moved through that, I had to embrace it before I could move through it. I had to really accept, okay, I am just a blip in an infinite sea of nothingness. As I embraced the meaninglessness of existence, which is a very hard pill for everyone to swallow. But as I embraced that and I started to integrate this understanding into my day-to-day being, I started to ask different questions. I started to ask, okay, cool, if everything's meaningless, what about, is the universe good? Which is kind of like, seems like I'm regressing back to that, dualistic God and the devil way of thinking. Good and bad, good and evil, there's one right way and everything else is wrong. But it was a genuine question, because I started to think, all right, well, is there something that I can trust? Is there something bigger than me that I can trust? Because without that, this universe is pretty damn scary. Without feeling like there's some kind of intrinsic order to this whole thing, it seems like it's just a big mess that I don't really want to be a part of. And so I started asking these questions. And as I began investigating, a few different things came up. I was listening to some different teachers and doing my own inquiry. But something that Alan Watts shared, who is just an amazing teacher, he's passed away now, but just had some real gems. He looked at the Hindu religion and their worldview, their conception of the universe. And he concluded that the universe was like 1/3 negative or bad or, shadow side or whatever you want to call that, and 2/3 good, which is a really interesting point. And before I dive into that, let's just explore what this whole good-bad thing really truly is, what it actually means. Your notions of good and bad are entirely related to your survival. It's entirely egoic. What you believe is good and what's bad, good and evil, right and wrong, is completely based on your ego's need to survive, to replicate, to expand itself. Think about it. Killing is wrong, because if killing isn't wrong, then I'm under threat of being killed, which is, something that you ignore when it comes to killing someone else. Well, I hope not. But generally speaking, we project and interpret our morals and our good and bad based on how it benefits us. So we have these double standards, just a normal human way of being. We've got these real double standards. But it's all dependent, and it all relates back to what's going to help me survive. And if it's not me individually, what's going to help my tribe survive? What's going to help my nation survive? That's how we tend to determine what is good and bad, what's right and wrong. So anyway, coming back to what Alan Watts said, good and bad in the universe, as far as the big picture goes, it seems to be kind of like this 1/3 bad, 2/3 good. In other words, the universe, 2/3 of it is kind of like for you and working to elevate you and help you get more money, help you survive, help you find the perfect relationship, help you with this, help you with that. And then this other third is kind of like challenging that. So it's not bad in the sense that it's trying to kill you. It's not coming after you. It's not trying to ruin your life and giving you bad luck and all that sort of stuff. but it's challenging this supportive side, all right? And there's a reason for that. The easiest way to illustrate this is imagine if your life was completely peaceful. Imagine if, as a young child, your life was just completely peaceful. You had everything you needed. You had all the toys you wanted. You had all the sweets and treats and candy that you wanted. You had all the friends, and all of your friends would just kind of give you all their stuff whenever you wanted it. And life was just totally peaceful. There was never any challenge. You were kind of allowed to do whatever you wanted to do. What do you think would happen as a kid? That kind of life would completely rot your mind. You would never develop. You'd never grow. You would stay as this selfish, little, self-centered, fat kid who really had no regard for other people. Well, you might have a little bit of regard, but only as far as they could help you achieve your own means, your own ends. And you would be like this little spoiled child in an adult body. And it'd be horrible. And you would actually end up suffering a lot as a result. Your life would go horribly wrong, okay? Because you wouldn't be able to survive in a society with other people, because everyone would hate you. So that kind of life where everything's peaceful and good and just calm and just like la-di-da all the time, that rots your very soul. That's not a positive thing. Although it seems like we all want that, you don't actually want that. Okay, I don't actually want that as much as I think I do sometimes. What we really want is we want that challenge. We want that yang element, okay? Yin and yang. We want that yang element because it keeps us growing. So what the universe is actually trying to do for you through those challenges, and what I started to understand through challenges and through the suffering we see and the pain and all of this kind of stuff, when we sit there and we question, we go, what is going on here? Is the universe is trying to grow you. It's not trying to make you quote unquote happy in this kind of very superficial, mamby-pamby, everything just goes fine in life kind of sense. The universe's intention with your life is to grow you. And what do I mean by that? Well, if we again look to the Hindu conception or the Buddhist conception or the New Age or any of these other ancient religious viewpoints, you've got a couple of different ideas, and one of them that really stands out is this whole idea of Leela. Leela as the divine original spirit playing in the world of form, our physical world, our physical universe. Leela as the divine spirit playing through the physical and becoming all of these different people, one of which you are watching this video right now, expressing herself, that divine playfulness, through everything that is. And so, in order for her to have the most amount of experiences, the most variety, the most breadth and depth of experience, the show must go on. You have to survive, okay? So the universe doesn't want you to die. The universe wants you to grow. The universe is for you, but it does bring challenges to keep growing you, to keep that game going, to keep the show rolling. All right, so you can trust and you can let go and you can know that the universe has your best interest at heart. For me, that was a big aha moment. That was like a big sense of relief for me, where I could finally go, cool, like there's a purpose to this thing, there's something coming, the show does go on, because the universe wants to experience itself through me in the most exciting, varied, ongoing way. So, in conclusion, if you have these kind of fears and thoughts of like, what's really going on here? Am I just this faceless person in an infinite universe all by myself? Which brings on a lot of existential fear, which for me was just soul-crushing stuff for a long time. Know now that the universe wants you to live. The universe wants you to have abundance. The universe wants you to have the maximum experience possible. And you can trust that. And you can trust that it will guide you to those right places, to meet the right people, to find all of the knowledge and all of the tools you need within yourself. You've got it all within yourself. You just have to trust. And also accept the challenges that come, but look at them in a different way and realize This isn't here to kill me. This isn't here to tear me down or threaten me or destroy me. This is here to actually grow me. If you look at every challenge and every source of pain in your life as this is here to grow me, this is here to help me tap into the big me, the universe me, which has access to all the resources it needs, then you can totally reframe all those challenges and you can begin to enjoy them. You can look at them as a game. You can look at them as part of this perfect experience that we call life. So I hope you enjoyed that video. That was my personal journey. That's been my personal journey through this whole question game of, is this whole place just totally messed up, or is there something good going on here? Yes. The universe is a good place, but there is this challenging element. Please share that video with a friend. Leave me any comments below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on a future video.